So what's up everybody, it's me, True Star Screamer, and we're here with another G.I. Joe Classified Series action figure review. And we are looking at the Ninja Force G.I. Joe Classified Series Zartan here. This is a Target exclusive. Mine just got dropped off to me yesterday, but I finally got a day off today. And this is kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. I originally wasn't gonna buy this. I was like, okay, these aren't the looks, this is not my Zartan. But I got a lot of the Ninja Force already, first of all. And it is Zartan. The artwork looked good, and honestly, aside from the subjective, gaudy 90s extreme look, I'm sorry, this is like someone chugged 2 cans of Mountain Dew when they were originally doing the paint cut master on this guy, which is old toy accurate, mind you. I don't know. The rest of the figure caught my eye. So, let's take a look at everything we got here. What is that sticky on the bottom? It's catching on my box here. Interesting. Look at some of the tape is. But let's get this guy open. Let's see how this guy rates. It feels like it's been a while since I've done a G.I. Joe with all this independent stuff. So let's get back to some of the basics. So I need to say, objectively, this is one of Hasbro's best action figures. It's not perfect, but they did everything they could with what they were given. Combined with the burden of nostalgia, as I call it, they knocked this out of the park. The day glow and all those aspects is pure subjective. Plain and simple. You either like it or you don't. But as far as what they did with this figure, they did everything they could. I mean, just head to toe, the paint. Again, colors, I get it. If that's not your thing, that's really not your thing. But you got the paint on the belt buckle, the paint on the zippers, the paint on the chains here. This is, I would much prefer this to be metallic, but again, that's the burden of nostalgia because that's what it was on the original toy. Eyes look fantastic. The stoic expression looks great. The mohawk has a beautiful gradient to it. Yeah. The weapons themselves, actually, first of all, the steel-toed boots, they look great. And, I mean, even they painted the buckle on the vest, which, you know, with older Marvel Legends, for example, looking at some of my X-Factor figures, they did not paint those zippers. So, like, this is actually kind of, I don't want to say a big deal, but it's the fact they're doing what they're supposed to do. I don't say I'm applauding them for doing what they're supposed to do, but that's kind of what's going on. The knives here, I mean, well, yeah, we'll talk about the accessories, but all the blades are painted on all the bladed weapons. I love how the scabbard is here, by the way, with the two sizes of swords, yet they kind of even out perfectly with it. That is really well done design, and frankly, some very good geometry done there. The compound bow is a slug, but I can kind of get away with it because he's supposed to be a ninja, so I guess it's supposed to be, you know, black, but yeah, I'm spoiled. I would have liked a little touch of silver on there, but I'm good with that. But it's good. The vest itself doesn't hinder too bad on the butterfly joint. Over here, yes, and unfortunately, especially with how this chain is, you can't trim out the vest to give yourself more clearance. The vest does hinder the ab crunch, though, and unlike an Action Force figure, you cannot open this vest up. But again, that's how the original figure was. Personally, I think it would have been kind of cool if it was half done, you know, like I did with, oh god, what was that Walmart exclusive? The Stalker figure? Not Stalker, but that Hunter guy, Shadow Hunter or something like that. But anyway, knee pads look good. The joints look fantastic. Sorry, I just got a message on my from work. I'll deal with that later. But, and the arrows, those are painted on really well. So overall, aesthetically, again, I get it. If the colors aren't your thing, I understand. But for what they're doing, they're delivering on it. As far as the accessories go, as you can see, he is holding all his gear, which I love. Though the closest I have to a criticism is I wish he had some kind of holster for the comma to hang up on his belt or on his back. Because obviously, he can't hold that and use the bow at the same time. Nitpicky, yes, and oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, he's got the Shredder style gauntlet too. Gee, I wonder where they got that from in the 90s emulating ninja stuff when ninjas were all popular. But again, they painted those blades. I like that. But like I said, the Kama was in the original figure, so that is that whole burden of nostalgia. So obviously when he's using the bow, he can't use that. So there's no place for him to hang that. And that annoys me. It's like you could have done something, because I like my figures to hold all their gear, even when they're not using it. But as you can see, I could have it in a posed look and he's okay. I want to talk about this bow. First of all, it was a bit of a challenge getting into his hand. I found it was actually a lot easier to unplug the hand, put the bow in that one, and then plug it back in. So the weapons here, the arrows here are a separate piece. They actually, come on, let go. They actually plug into the bow. Come on, there we go. It's just a slug, and it's keyed into there, but I think that's very cool. Again, reminiscent to the original, and it would make sense, because now he doesn't have to have a quiver. So that's got to throw the balance off. One thing that's really neat, and this is the part where, again, I kind of wish they had some kind of instructions to it, because I literally had to look up pictures online to figure this out. The string here, it is removable. That's right. So the taut string is removable, because he has this, which is actually very cool, and this will plug right in to those peg holes right there. One up here, or actually probably use to thread the arrow in here and then plug the peg holes in. Can I pull this off live? Again, dang it. I'm going to answer work in a second on the next edit point, I promise, guys. I apologize for that. That is so unprofessional of me. You know, having to be a professional while I'm doing my YouTubing. Don't they know who I am? But there you go. The arrow is in here. Now, one thing that does I like this. I do like this effect piece really well. So now we can have the drawn arrow look. But I really wish they had painted the flechettes. I think that's, yeah, the flechettes of the arrow itself, the flights, because that would again keep the immersion. I could probably do that myself with a little bit of my hobby paints, but again, that kind of throws off the immersion, and I don't want to say takes it down a point, but I mean, come on, guys, you had the paint here, you had the paint here. It was literally a dabble do ya, and life would have been good. I should probably call work back. Don't worry, guys, all is right in the outdoor furniture grill world, but I digress. I like this look a lot. This is really, again, like I said, a near perfect figure. These accessories are great, and this is a very good look. I mean, why couldn't I get a Hawkeye figure that could do this, you know? It just really shows you the difference between Classified and Marvel Legends, and what you get for $27, which I still think is too much. Don't get me started. Might actually be phasing out G.I. Joe Classified, and that's a whole different conversation, which I might do like on a bot video or something. But seriously, I love how all this looks, how all this works really well. Again, just that little touch of red on the flights of the arrows, and that would have just put this guy into, you know, near 9.9 out of 10 level type of thing. I mean, right now it's still probably a solid 8 points, probably a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10, just because of articulation and all. But I like this a lot. I mean, honestly, this doesn't have to be Zartan in your collection. The only reason he's Zartan is because the box says so. You know, if you prefer your Zartan with a hood over his head and, you know, scared of the sun and all that fun stuff, keep that Zartan as this and have this guy just be a whole new Dreadnought. God, look how he balances, by the way. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is a great action figure. Plain and simple. Again, this was a Target exclusive. Hopefully he'll be hitting the stores and maybe getting back on their online site, because this is really solid in every which way, shape, and form. So if you are still actively collecting classified, if you passed on this guy, you might want to do a little bit of hunting, especially if you're collecting classified. If you like just a solid toy and you see this guy on the shelf, I do recommend picking him up. Again, you've got great paint, great weapons, really cool use of parts here, to be honest, and a guy who does almost everything he's supposed to do. Again, my objective criticisms. I wish I had storage for the comma, but again, there's a reason why they did that, and you don't even have to have them have it. The vest restricts the articulation, plain and simple, but that's the nature of the beast. Everything, and the bow is a little bit of a pain to get into his hand. Everything else, I'm happy with. The trigger finger hands, I know we all love him, but he holds the sword as well. We'll never get the neck peg back that we love, that we all love and dear. So you're not going to have that. Again, I like how the scabbard works and all that fun stuff. So easily, I'm not going to say a figure of the year, but I'm absolutely going to say a high point of the classified line, absolutely. And I really don't think you should, if you're hesitant, I don't think you should pass on him. And if you did purchase him and you're having thoughts about it, I think you got yourself a solid value for your purchase. But let me know your thoughts down below. Are you thinking, hey man, you're being such a Hasbro, don't you know there's other companies out there? Trust me, I know, I collect them. If you think I'm being critical, or if I'm just spouting nonsense, let me know down in the comments down below. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Cool stuff, of course, is on the way. I got myself a Punisher in battle armor, man. How cool is that? Cannot wait to, but how am I going to review him? That's the important question, because that's going to take a lot of space. But stick around, and as always, my friends, until next time, take care. Peace.